What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Neo Scavenger. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little bit and take a walk through Michigan. In the previous episode, our character had found himself somewhat green around the gills, unfortunately, and not jealous. He had found himself actually poisoned too, and so we have a couple options right now. There's a few ways that we can ride this on out. First and foremost, we have mismatched shoes. That's always good. That's the way that's how you defeat poisons in life. So, if you're ever poisoned, put on two shoes that don't match. I'm sure that'll fix it. No, we have two ways we can ride this out. We can either take a chance and we can see if this escalates to poison 3. There is a chance that if we keep our thirst high and our hunger high and our tiredness high, that if this goes up to poison 3, it may cancel itself out. And so essentially the game makes a check when you go from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3 to see if certain criteria are met, and then you have a percentage chance for it to just wipe itself out and your body makes it and you survive. That would be the cheapest option. The safest option means that we go to the clinic here in Detroit, and we get ourselves healed up with a nanorobot medical kit. And if we do that, that should put us in a situation where it'll fix our problem. I mean, that's what it's going to do. It's going to fix our problem so we can get back out there and continue adventuring and try and beat the game. So, those options given, I'm a little bit tempted to see what'll happen if we just sort of like hang out and see what occurs with our health. If it gets bad enough, obviously we can run into the city real fast to see if we can fix it. I'd figure we throw this on, like, we're not freezing to death right now, but I'd like to fix it a little bit. I'm going to put that on the ground. Let's make a campsite real fast. There we go. And so now we have the option to sort of just like hang out for a minute. The whole character's body is in a potentially fatal state. Okay. Well, we tried. It looks like actually we didn't rest at all either right there. It was only for like an hour and then things just sort of like fell off. Part of it is probably due to the fact that we're stuck in the middle of a torrential rainstorm. Let's just go get ourselves healed. Since this is going to be our last playthrough, I'd rather not take any chances with it. So into the city we go. We go to Haggerty Health Clinic, and then our best chance right now for survival, we can go with a blood transfusion, a nanorobotic suspension treatment. I think we'll fix this up. And then after that, we're probably going to want to pick up some pharmacon pills and just like ride those all day, every day. So let's go ahead and do that. We can also get body temperature regulation. I don't know how long. Let's do that so we don't freeze to death. Alright, you're led to a specialized waterproof chamber about 3 meters high and 1 meter in diameter. A humanoid harness stands in the middle, and the walls are a hard, transparent material like Pyrex or plexiglass. There's a drain set into the tapered floor, and a combination of air and fluid nozzles dot the walls at regular intervals. The treatment takes some time as the core body temperature has to be gradually changed to avoid inducing shock or other complications. Afterwards, while gathering your things, you're told to watch for persistent symptoms such as thermal instability, as you may need to return to avoid them. Alright, we're going to go for a robot treatment here. The patient will receive nanorobotic suspension treatment. Yes, please. Okay, though one of the simpler processes offered by the clinic, it remains one of the most requested and takes place in a larger room with many other patients receiving the same service. You're sat in a chair similar to those used in blood donations, and an IV is inserted into your arm. The suspension takes a while to be absorbed, but once done, technicians verify that the body has begun processing it and the nanorobots are active. Satisfied, the technician directs you to an attendant who then processes the order. Okay, so what we want to do now is I'm going to take the prescription pills, just because we're completely and totally out, and then what we'll do is we will leave. Do we have myopia? Is that something that we still have as part of like our skill set? We do have myopia. I think I can get that fixed right now, but let's go to gate 11 because I want to look at my status and see how we're hanging together right now. We have diarrhea, sepsis, minor pain. Oh, that's not good. How do we get sepsis? Yikes. Okay, so we're gonna freeze to death though in just a second. So our options are, there we go. If I could sit that down for just a minute and we could like end the turn maybe and just sort of like see what happens to our health. It looks like it's getting better. It does look like it's getting better, so things to think about. Our wound, did it get infected? What's going on here? We were poisoned, but I don't think that we have severe abdominal pain. Okay, so you could say that we had abominable abdominal pain if you really, really wanted to make it a tongue twister. Our choice right now is as such. Let's hang out for a minute, and I'm going to start liquidating the remainder of my assets. I don't have a lot, but ooh, I don't know if I should sell off my bullets and some of my other good stuff to try and make sure that we have the cash. I don't think that we could throw it together anyway, so 250, 500... We have like 300 right there, so $800 worth of bullets. That'll put us up to 2,300. We're still going to be really, really shallow of what we need in order to do the full treatment. So what I would suggest right now is that maybe we just hang out and just sort of like see if we get better. We are looking a little bit better. We still have sepsis though. So things to think about here. Did I leave my... Oh man, did I leave my sleeping bag on the ground? I think I did. Yeah. It should still be there though. Someone had mentioned in passing that like you can leave your stuff at gate 11 or whatever and nobody will ever loot it. Like it'll just stay there on the ground, just like permanently. It looks like we actually have you are overheating. I'm not sure if we're bugged right now or what's going on. Is it just the sweatshirt? That's interesting. Okay, well, let's just hang out for a second. This is going to be like one of those episodes where we just like chill. I think our temperature is like broken or something. I'm not really sure what's going on. Some very weird stuff occurring. Are we next to that campfire though too? Let's walk away from that and see if maybe... Let's go to the last chance canteen. We'll keep ourselves patched up. I think our temperature might be bugged right now. I don't know. It's looking a little bit odd. I don't know if it's as a result of the sepsis, but I'm doing my best right now. I really sincerely am. We're trying to... We made a beeline. I mean, we could not have reacted better to this situation. So if we still end up dying, there's not much to complain about. The player has lost blood and it's affecting his activities somewhat. Let's rest, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid that if I rest, I'm going to like spontaneously die, is what I'm concerned about. I don't know if this is as a result of the warmth treatment that we had. We didn't really need it, and I think it may have thrown us off. I don't know. Let's find out what happens here. And it says we're shivering. Yikes. Okay, player has lost a lot of blood and will more than likely require hospitalization soon. Okay, well, we're already in that situation. Let's go ahead and try and save ourselves, I guess, then. I don't have a lot of ideas right now as to how I'm going to fix this. Also, where did those antibiotics end up? I bought antibiotics, right? Where did those happen to fall? It should have put them in my inventory, as I understand it. No, those are empty too. Hey, where are my antibiotics? What happened here? What happened now? They're not anywhere over here. Oh, that's weird. That is super weird. Okay. I may try to get rid of our riot duffel too before we go down, but let's see if we can make it. So we've got the glow, we got the junk market. Let's handle the junk market for right now. We have no choice. We gotta sell everything we have in order to survive. I realize we've been accumulating a lot of bullets over the course of the playthrough, but if we don't heal ourselves now, we gonna die. This ain't gonna be so good. It's gonna be real bad for us. I'm gonna get rid of some of these rocks because I think we have enough in our inventory right now. And at this point, our best chance is just to liquidate assets, I think. Move things around slightly. I'm still antsy about selling my gun. Oh, we still have jacketed hollow points? Well, hell, throw those in there then. I think I might be able to fix this. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know where our antibiotics went, but I'd like to take them right now. They might be sitting at gate 11, but they don't look like they're in my inventory right now. I'm going to try and keep my shotgun shells as long as possible. I mean, we're staying hydrated, so we're good there. I would like my lighters. How much is the duffel bag going to be worth once I vend this thing? Not that much. I think it might be a little bit too beat up. Yeah, 32 bucks. My hope was that maybe we get a little bit out of it, but I don't think that we will. So, I'm going to eat that. We'll eat all of those. I definitely need both of those, otherwise we can't win the game. We need that right there. I've never won the game yet, but I can tell you one thing. You've lost the game. Just throwing it out there. Just like, you just lost the game. I went to conventions for a little while, and I was surprised how frequently that game came up. It was popular. It was quite popular. I'm going to get rid of some tarps. These are still in okay shape, and I think we'll probably pick up a tarp before I need it again. it might be worth it. We'll sell you. And yikes, we can't take this too much further. I'll sell you. How come we don't have sepsis anymore, though? That's good. Looks like we may have got it out of our system. Still a little paranoid about the process. But if we can last this thing out, our blood is increasing. Let's go back to the canteen. This might be like one of those uneventful episodes, but every single thing that we do in this episode is important. I want to stress that. Like, since this is our last playthrough, it behooves me to stay alive. And if this can do it for us, do we still have problems? What does it say on the next turn? We have severe blood loss, a weakened immune system, but we have no... Here. Let's just hang out for a second and see how we start feeling. The game should kick us out of our restful state once our blood starts coming back. Oh, I think we might make it. I think we may have stemmed the tide. Let's just hang out for a little while longer. It's almost nighttime. Is there a warm place right here? Let's go ahead and set ourselves up at a campsite next to some kind of fire or something like that. There's no fire right here. Bring forth the fire. Let me have it. Let me stand next to the Emperor's flame. Nothing? There's nothing here? That's unfortunate. How come there's nothing here? That saddens me. I mean, I have a mummy bag, so it's not that big of a deal, but still. Drop that right there. I still have so I had a conversation with a couple people who seemed to think that it didn't matter when you put stuff on the ground. It doesn't, I don't think. I'm pretty sure if you put stuff on the ground, it's irrelevant, because when you look at our temperature right there, if I put it right here, exact same as if I put it right there. I'm pretty sure this is just... I think the camp screen is actually like a remnant. I think the developer may have actually phased it out in such a way to where it doesn't matter. I've placed stuff on the ground and the trap still works, and the sleeping bag still puts our heat up to the same spot. I don't know if it affects our sleep level to the same amount. I guess it might not, so I guess that's the distinction. But anyways, I got lazy. That's the other half of it. Let's rest this thing off. We're pretty tired right now, and I think we could probably use the rest. Yeah, I bet we're having trouble falling asleep. He should leave. Oh, he wants to talk to us. Okay. I don't want to talk to him, though, so... I'd rather just catch some Z's right here. We have moderate hypothermia right now. That's not good. That's all bad. How is our temperature dropping so greatly? Severe blood loss. We are getting better, though. Oh, there's a campfire right there. Okay, bring this over with us. I want the campfire. I want the campfire. Bring forth der campfire. And so if we can take the mummy bag right there. Sorry about this, but this is kind of like a pedantic episode, but it's a desperate episode in which I'm trying to save myself. So, if we can save ourselves from taking that long walk, I'd rather keep ourselves off of the proverbial green mile here. Not a lot of shelter to be had. I'm hoping that we don't freeze to death in our sleep. But we got to give it the best go we can because we're not rested right now. It seems like it's actually pretty cold out. Like, for our sweatshirt and everything else to not be functioning anymore is fairly surprising, actually. I think everything's okay. I'm still bummed out about our lack of... Come on, sleep. Sleep. This guy. This guy. Alright, well... I could take painkillers, I guess. Not the wisest choice. I'm just throwing it out there. If you have, like, severe blood loss and you're still bleeding, taking painkillers is a bad idea because painkillers are blood thinners. And so they can actually cause you to bleed a lot worse. However, considering the state that we're in, I guess I'll take some painkillers. Hopefully that'll take the edge off so that we can sleep for a little while. Come on. There it is. We finally made it. We finally made it. So we're not freezing to death anymore, and our blood level is increasing. However, I'm nervous enough about the situation to think that it may not be so wise, and in fact, we can't take any chances with anybody here. I've got to get the shotgun out, and we're just going to blast anybody that comes at us. We got buckshot. We got enough slugs to make this work, but for right now, we only have mild blood loss. I think we can get on out of here. Mild blood loss, not nearly so satisfying as just like... spicy blood loss. So, like the spicy blood loss, I like the fact that they use the cayenne pepper. I find that to be very, very attractive. However, it's it's something that takes time to get used to, and so I think a lot of people go with the mild flavor just because they're worried about, you know, trying anything else. I asked him if there was any work available. He's like, psh, what are you, nuts? He shakes his head. You think we got some labor shortage in this hellhole? Look around. One thing we got in spades is filthy immigrants. He heads off, uninterested in anything else you have to say. Alright, well, let's get back out in the field. It looks like we're going to survive this thing, and I am pleased to report that we survived a really, really, really harsh set of stimuli. Like, as far as Neo Scavenger goes, it could not have gotten much worse. It's going to take us at least a couple days to recover, though. So my suggestion would be that we take it very, very easy, and we avoid any sort of, like, conflict, aside from stuff that is readily winnable. Readily and easily winnable. I'm going to start cracking open some of these houses, too, just to see what they have to scavenge. It looks like our clothes might be getting a little bit of ratty-tatty going on, like maybe hanging around in tears, and I think we might do a little bit better if we can apply ourselves to finding some better loot. We got a first aid kit right here with some pants inside of it, and then inside the pants, so there's a Twinkie in the pants in the box at the bottom of the house. There you go. There's your song for the day. I used to like that one. There's a flea on the wing, on the fly, on the frog, on the bump on the log, and the hole in the bottom of the sea. I liked those songs when I was a kid. I was really, really into those songs when I was a kid. Like, they were awesome, and I was down with them. I used to sit around and learn. The more annoying it was, I think that's what it comes down to with kids. It's like the more annoying the song is, the more endearing it becomes to the child. And I'm pretty sure that was the case with me, too. Like, the visual chagrin that would jump across your parents' face when you would sing certain songs, it made it better. It increased the potency and the happiness of the song. Let's go ahead and get through here. I can't promise we're going to find a whole lot. Oh, wow. Okay, so 12-gauge slugs, sure. All right. So just in case we got to unleash the plug and leave somebody dying in slugs, we can do that. I'm going to close this off and throw it onto the loot cart for right now. And then I think our wisest idea is just to hang around this area short enough to where we can get back to Detroit if anything else goes wrong. We are recovering right now. I mean, we are a little bit pale and we are a little bit damaged, to say the least. However, it's better than being dead. So there it is. We almost died. I mean, we had sepsis, and I can't tell you, I've never survived sepsis before. Sepsis tends to be the Grim Reaper in this game. If you end up with sepsis, I just assume that I'm toast. So hey, I'm glad to say that I have not been browned upon either side, and that I am not yet ready to be buttered. So there it is. We'll go ahead and check this out. What we're looking for right now is liquor. We're looking for any number of things that'll make our lives a little bit easier. I'll probably take that kindling too, just in case. An extra bottle. Maybe I'll try and purify some water in the next little bit. That doesn't seem like too bad of a plan. Maybe that's what I'll do next. We're not burdened, so I figure, might as well give it a shot. I'd like to find a few more hunting cabins, if at all possible. So head out to the west, basically, and see what we can find here. Let me see what I can scavenge off of this hex, though, because if we can get some water, there we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. We don't have a water tester or anything like that, but I don't think we're going to need it. I think we'll be all right. Are these edible? They are. So let's eat those. Agaricus bisporus. Let's try and take the edge off of our hunger. Just make sure you want to keep, like, one of the things that I think a lot of people don't factor into their survival equation in this game, the game does 100% check to see how full and how well you've been keeping yourself fed when it determines whether you shake off a disease or not. In the case of an episode like this where we've gone up against pretty tough fights with like random problems, this is definitely one of the situations where you want to keep yourself nice and high on all of your meters. The higher you can keep yourself on every meter, the better. I should have gone back and checked for my antibiotics too. A weakened immune system probably not helping us out much right now. Oh good, it went away. Alright. But I like to travel with antibiotics anyways, just because there's so many unpredictable things that go wrong in this game that require antibiotics in order to fix, that it's just like, I would prefer to keep them on me at any given time. And so there it is. We've managed to scavenge our way. Wow, we got a lot of food out of here, to such an extent that I would actually mean to stack it up over on this side so that we can use it later. Those are poison berries, not to be confused with boysenberries or girls and berries. We've got Agaricus bisporus. I used to like boysenberry syrup a lot when I was a kid, and then as an adult it just got too sweet for me. I don't know what it is about, like, the sense of taste in a child, but it's got like a higher tolerance for sweetness. I can't do it anymore. Boysenberry's too much. Even like maple syrup gets pretty close for me nowadays. I don't know what it is. Maple syrup gives me an upset tummy. I'm like, ugh. I get the same thing with Guinness though, weirdly enough. Like the beer Guinness. I like Guinness. I think it tastes good and I enjoy drinking it. For whatever reason, every time I drink it, my stomach just like 5 minutes later, I'm just like, ugh. It's got to be some like additive ingredient they add to it, because I don't have that problem with any other beer. Like even really dark stouts and all kinds of random stuff, I don't have that problem. So I don't know. Something about Guinness. Something about Guinness. Maybe it senses the weakness inside of me. I don't know. I'm thinking we might want to, it might behoove us to get our temperature up here. And so I'm going to go for a long sleeve gray shirt instead of this white one that we've been wearing for so long. I would prefer not to freeze to death after all the things that we've been through. It's been a pill organizer. I think these bluebies right here are sleeping pills, maybe? I don't know. Pop one of those bad boys. What's the worst that could happen? Pretty sure they're sleeping pills. They're either that or placebos. They're either sleeping pills or placebos. Can't tell you which. And unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to figure out until we get there, but whatever. We've got... Let's maybe... what do I want to do right now? I need to purify some water is what I need to do. So let's go ahead and sit down and do that. I'm going to make a campfire real fast. And that's going to require that right there. And then dig out any of our canary yellow lighters. Alright, we'll clear that out. We got ourselves a good fire going. Got ourselves a couple of moves. In the interest of the next turn, what I may try and do is turn this on so that we get more moves on the next turn so that I can purify this out a little bit better. The campfire should provide all the light we need, but sometimes it doth not. Alright, so with 4 moves, my suggestion now would be that we go to the crafting menu. We throw these in here. And there we go. And so now what we want to accomplish is to throw the fire up inside of there. We'll take the metal saucepan. Let's just confirm that. We'll get that all nice and sterilized so that if we run into any issues in the future, we can run that across our boo-boos or run it down our gullet in case we need it. These are all purified, or are you not purified? You are not purified. I'm just going to bring that one right there, and we will live with the results. The meat cleaver, I don't really want you right now. I don't think so. I'm thinking that you're not looking so useful to me right now. It's a long way to the ground from the top of the office building. A section of the floor has recently collapsed. Frightened screams of a woman echo off the wall. She's dangling in space, held by one arm of another enclaver. Doesn't look like she has enough muscle to pull herself up and over the ledge to safety. You could run to help, but you risk the floor giving way under your weight. Nearby, you notice the enclaver's backpack, temporarily abandoned in the crisis. Hell yeah, steal the backpack. The backpack's heavy. You're about to sneak down the stairwell when you hear a despairing shriek signifying the end. You rush into the stairwell, hoping not to hear the sickening wet thump from there. When clear of the drama, you pause to check the backpack. Damn, nothing here but junk. Well, apart from the pack itself. I'll take a free 100% Yukon backpack. Are you kidding me right now? I'll take that in a heartbeat. It'll replace the one that we have, for sure. And then we can sell that one for not very much. Never mind. How disappointing. However, we can use it as a storage receptacle in the back of our cart, so there's that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pick up... No, I don't trust you. You're about to break, aren't you? Yeah. You're about to break. Everything you say to me puts me one step closer to storage needs. I thought that bag was bigger than it's representing right now. I guess I'll just use it as an ammo bag then. We'll have to find ourselves another military duffel. Another mirror. Duffel was always a word that made me really feel happy. I don't know what it is about the word duffel, but the word duffel, it's a happy word. It's a word that denotes that nothing terrible can ever happen. It's the duffel bag. Everybody likes hanging out with the duffel. I mean, hey, if you can't hang out with the duffel, who can you hang out with? Let's get these canary lighters in here. How close is this sling to no longer being functional? Close enough. Alright, so we've got all of our stuff, we've got all of our food, our lost blood is slowly getting better. I'll probably hang out for a little bit and scavenge. I see no reason to, like, waste any of these locations. We might as well. Got a little bit of loot right there, although I think it's mostly limited to little lithic fragments. And we get toxic mold spores, which is unfortunate. Oh, we got nasal allergies. That'll work out okay. I'm fine with that. We've got some scraps of paper right there. Since we have a gun, I'm not really going to concern myself too heavily with, like, paper and bows and things like that. I'll probably instead... Let's hike for a little bit. And then in the next couple minutes, we'll sit down. I think you don't want to camp. There we go. This is like where we want to be right here. And so if we throw this out and into our campsite, we might be able to heal. Maybe. It is raining, which is always problematic when you're trying to sleep. Well, lost blood's getting better. I can't wait for that meter to be all the way up, though. Can't wait for that meter to get better. I'm not feeling very happy about our statistics at the moment. I think I'll probably break off the episode right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Neo Scavenger. I look forward to seeing you all at future episodes. Hi, do everybody. We're still alive, and that's something to celebrate about.